Hello my manhwa population family. I hope you all watched the previous video of this series. If you haven't watched it yet, then what are you waiting for? Go check it out first so you can enjoy this video to the fullest. But if you skip the previous part, you won't be able to catch all the hype in this one. And hey, those of you who haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Now let's dive into today's video. We're picking up right where we left off in the last video. The scene shifts from the noisy crowd straight into the tense atmosphere of the exam hall. Suddenly, someone in the crowd stares at our protagonist and mutters, "Humans can take the shaman exam too?" Hearing that, another person chimes in with disbelief. "This must be a joke, right? A human should be taking the pharmacist exam, not this." Then, yet another voice cuts through, dripping with arrogance and disappointment. "This is the first time." All this commotion catches our protagonist's attention. He looks toward the crowd, rubbing his head, clearly feeling the weight of their stares. He sighs. "I feel like everyone's looking at me like I'm their enemy." Standing beside him, Sakura glances over and says, "Master, you're the first human ever to take the shaman exam, so they probably assume you're up to something." Hearing that, our protagonist's expression shifts from anxious to excited, like flipping a switch. His eyes light up as he turns to Sakura, exclaiming, "Am I the first? Seriously?" Sakura looks at his hopeful eyes, gives a small nod, and says, "Yes." She continues explaining, "Humans have a class called pharmacist. It's similar to the beastmen shamans and the elven awakeners. There are no rules banning human participation, but customs have been followed for so long. These three classes each have their own factions, and stepping into these factions will naturally be seen as a provocation." Our protagonist's excitement dims slightly as he lowers his voice and responds, "No way. I just wanted to get our cardiolus purified, not provoke someone." Sakura leans in slightly, her voice matching his low tone. "Well, I understand. There's no violation of the rules, so Master can do as he believes is right." But before the conversation can go any further, a beastman suddenly appears beside an older beastman, the president of the Shaman Guild. The younger beastman says, "I'm not disagreeing with President Doug's decision, but..." Sweat trickles down his face as he forces a slight uneasy smile. He continues, "If we set this precedent, won't it affect the authority of the beastman shaman faction? And Vice President, I also doubt whether that human can even make potions. He doesn't have the basic staff." Hearing this, the old beastman, President Doug, replies calmly, "But I lent him a staff, didn't I? The point of today's test is to see if he can make potions." Doug's gaze shifts toward our protagonist, and a memory flashes in his mind, recalling the first time he witnessed our protagonist using magic. With a curious glint in his eyes, he adds, "I'm just curious about his potential." In his thoughts, Doug reflects, "It was just for a brief moment, so perhaps no one noticed, but I could feel magic waves coming from him. I've only seen potential like that in the genius shaman, Kevin." The Vice Guild Master, looking skeptical, scoffs, "You're joking. That human kid could never compare to that young genius. He wouldn't even be fit to carry Kevin's newest disciple's sandals." Doug's expression sharpens as he responds, "Kevin's new disciple is here too? Was it Fulin?" The Vice Guild Master nods, "Yes. She's aiming for first place, as she should. Even Kevin probably praises her, saying she's a genius beyond his younger self." The camera shifts and we see her, a beast girl with a book in her hand. Her name is Fulin. From the crowd, someone whispers, "So that's Kevin's new female disciple? She's really young. Seems like she's a genius too." Another beastman adds, "Apparently she could make potions on her own a year ago, but she was too young and got disqualified because of age restrictions. This time, she's aiming for first place." A third voice chimes in, "She must be a genius. As for us, if we pass the exam, we can consider ourselves lucky." Hearing all this chatter about herself, Fulin snaps her book shut with a sharp thud and mutters in a disappointed tone, "These weaklings are so noisy." Seeing her confidence, the Vice Guild Master steps forward, addressing the participants. "The shaman exam is about to begin. Those not participating, please leave. Everyone, take your positions based on the numbers you were given earlier." Hearing the announcement, Tsuyoshi looks down at the small slip in his hand and mutters, "I'm number 15. I'll head over." His voice is calm, but there's a hint of excitement bubbling underneath. Sakura flashes him a bright, encouraging smile and says warmly, "Good luck. I'll wait outside." As Tsuyoshi steps forward, the Vice Guild Master speaks up, his voice carrying through the hall. The numbers are written on the floor. Tsuyoshi glances down, spots the large 15 feet etched clearly into the ground, and nods to himself. Here it is. Just as he's settling into position, Fulin, Kevin's star disciple, turns her sharp gaze toward him. She eyes him with a mix of curiosity and disdain, her voice cutting through the tense air like a blade. A human. Tsuyoshi feels her eyes on him, and for a brief, weird moment, his imagination runs wild. He pictures Sakura and Fulin standing side by side, both gently laughing at him. The contrast between Sakura's warm smile and Fulin's cold demeanor makes him rub the back of his head awkwardly. With a sheepish grin, he replies, "I'm Tsuyoshi." In his mind, though, he's thinking, what a cute beast girl. She's totally different from Sakura. But Fulin isn't here to make friends. She scoffs, looking away dismissively. A human taking the shaman exam. Looks like someone really wants attention. Tsuyoshi's grin fades, his hand still on the back of his head. Frustration bubbles up and he thinks to himself, itch. Her sharp mouth is one flaw. Just then, a booming voice erupts from above. The old beastman, President Doug, shouts from his elevated position. "Everyone, have you taken your positions? The shaman exam is about to begin. We will test your basic shaman skills. You are required to make potions on your own. Since you've chosen the path of becoming shamans, I'm sure you've prepared yourselves for this." As his words echo through the hall, the ground beneath the participants rumbles. Suddenly, whoosh, tables rise from the floor, one in front of each examinee. Tsuyoshi's eyes widen in shock. "What is this?" he blurts out, staring at the table like it just insulted his ancestors. Fulin doesn't miss a beat. She casually examines the materials laid out in front of her, her expression cool and unimpressed. Glancing sideways at Tsuyoshi, she remarks with a smirk, "You don't even know what a shaman refining station is? Maybe you should just go home." That does it. Tsuyoshi's frustration boils over. His face tenses, his hand clenches into a fist, and he mentally growls, "Leave me alone." But instead of lashing out, his mind shifts gears. His frustration turns into focused curiosity as he stares at the refining station. The refining station? The way potions are made in this world is still quite old-fashioned. His thoughts drift to his past life, comparing this primitive setup to the advanced tech back home. In my world, we had that. No, it's capsules. The videos I watched showed everything fully automated, way more advanced than this. From the stage, the old beastman bellowed, "Vice President Pig will announce the test details." Vice President Pig, yes, literally named Pig, dramatically raised his staff to the sky. Then, with a loud thunk, he slammed it to the ground. A glowing yellow magic circle spread out from the staff, expanding toward all the participants. Tsuyoshi glanced at the slip in his hand, now glowing faintly. It read, "Basic energy potion, quantity, 3, time limit, 1 hour. So this is the test," Tsuyoshi thought. He rubbed his temple. 3 basic energy potions in 1 hour. Let's see how the others handle it. The old beastman continued. The first hurdle is selecting materials. On your refining table, there are various ingredients. A certain level of knowledge is essential. Most amateurs don't even know there are 3 key materials for a basic energy potion. A wave of panic rippled through the crowd. Participants groaned, their faces twisted in confusion as they stared at the random pile of herbs and powders in front of them. Tsuyoshi raised an eyebrow. Are there really this many people who don't know what to choose? Fulin, cool as ever, commented without even looking at him. It's pathetic that they can't even remember the basic materials for such a simple potion. She effortlessly picked out the correct ingredients, her hands moving with speed and precision. Tsuyoshi's jaw dropped. Amazing. That was fast. With a swift motion, Fulin summoned her staff out of thin air, a confident smirk on her face. Passing first place is the bare minimum Master Kevin expects. I'll accomplish it with ease, she thought. Vice President Pig's eyes lit up. As expected from Kevin's disciple, she's already started. The old beastman nodded, stroking his beard. Her precision and speed are impeccable. This test must be child's play for her. Fulin crushed the selected materials, her movements sharp and efficient. She expertly extracted the essence needed for the potion, her focus unwavering. Tsuyoshi watched in awe. She's got a sharp tongue. But she's amazing, he admitted. Activating his divine eye, he thought, I should try to imitate her techniques. The old beastman couldn't hide his excitement. Kevin's judgment was spot on. Fulin's use of magic is meticulous. Vice President Pig chimed in proudly. She's definitely destined to be an outstanding shaman. Before they could finish hyping her up, Fulin completed the potion-making process, pouring the glowing liquid into 3 glass tubes. The old beastman announced, the next step is the most critical, refining. Fulin's eyes glowed with a fierce green light as she concentrated. The potions floated mid-air, surrounded by an aura of green energy. Refining is the key to potion making, the old beastman explained softly. Merging materials with magic tests one's true power. This is the ultimate trial. But for Fulin, it's no challenge. If things go as expected, he thought, she'll definitely secure first place. But then his gaze shifted to Tsuyoshi, who was still standing there, doing absolutely nothing. Hasn't he started yet? What is he doing? Before the old beastman could say anything, Fulin shouted, Solidification done. She grinned smugly. That was easy. I'm the best. Fulin's on top. She waved at the judges, clearly expecting applause. The old beastman and Vice President Pig walked over, nodding in approval. Very well. After you're done, please wait until the end of the test for your work to be evaluated, the old beastman said. Fulin clicked her tongue, annoyed. Shh! I have to wait for them? She glanced sideways and caught Tsuyoshi still staring at her. Her face turned red. What are you looking at, pervert? At that exact moment, Tsuyoshi's system notification popped up. Analysis complete. Divine Eye deactivated. Target's actions fully analyzed. Without missing a beat, Tsuyoshi shifted his focus to his own table, calmly beginning his potion-making process. It's nothing. Thank you, he replied, not even looking at her. Fulin's tail flicked, wagging slightly as she huffed. All right, you've got to start now. No time to waste. Even if we had more time, you wouldn't. But she stopped mid-sentence. Her eyes went wide. And she wasn't the only one. The old beastman and Vice President Pig gasped, their jaws practically hitting the floor. Our protagonist grips his staff tightly, eyes locked on it with intense focus. Suddenly, ding! A system notification pops up in front of him. Notice, would you like to optimize the analyzed action? Without hesitation, he mutters one word. Optimize. Boom. Like magic on steroids, all the materials on his table shoot into the air, whirling around him like he's the eye of a magical hurricane. Another notification blares. The correct materials have been automatically selected. They've been automatically crushed. Powerful refinement is in process. The crowd, floored. The beast girl, Fulin, stares with her jaw practically on the ground, thinking. He's selecting materials and crushing them. At the same time, no, he's refining them too. I didn't know he had this kind of power. But it doesn't stop there. Our protagonist stands calm in the chaos, his staff glowing like a beacon of dominance. The Vice President, Pig, nearly chokes on his own words. He was hiding his power all along, selecting, crushing, and refining simultaneously. That's the technique Kevin used during his shaman exam. Simplifying the process. This isn't just impressive, it's genius. Could he be on par with Kevin's level? Meanwhile, our protagonist, stone-cold focused, holding his staff steady as the materials swirl, merge, and refine with flawless precision. No sweat, no struggle, just pure mastery. Cut 2, outside the Shaman Guild entrance. Sakura stands alone, hands clutched to her chest. her heart pounding with worry. I wonder how Master is doing in the exam. I'm still worried, but I trust you, Master. Her expression softens, but there's a hint of sadness creeping in as she thinks again. I wonder if Master will face any disadvantages in potion making. Our protagonist is deep in concentration, refining the potion materials with the help of his trusty system. Suddenly, ding, a new notification pops up. Announcement: process optimization is complete. The following steps have been optimized. Seeing the message, a confident smile creeps across his face. Gripping his staff tightly, he thinks to himself, just by one glance, it feels like I've done this 1,000 times. This feels good. Now I know there's more to potion making than just mixing stuff. Refinement, being a shaman, is actually pretty interesting. But wait, another notification. Refining, the final critical step in potion making. This is where a shaman infuses magic and performs the final fusion of materials. The potion is filled with magic, activating its effectiveness. The potency and quality of the potion are directly influenced by the shaman's magical strength and attributes. Our boy breaks into a light sweat. Staring at the 3 potions in front of him, he thinks, only the refining remains. I have to carefully infuse my magic and turn these into actual potions. Time to solidify. Meanwhile, Fulin, the beast girl, is watching with her eyes bugging out of her head, completely shook. In her mind, she's screaming, no way, how? How is he faster than me? I can't let myself be beaten by this worthless human. Then it hits her, like a slap from her own pride. Wait, could he be imitating Master Kevin's technique from his shaman exam? The swift completion? Impossible. And guess who's also having flashbacks? The old beastman, the president of the Shaman Guild himself. Stroking his beard, he mutters. Back then, Kevin shocked everyone by using swift completion to create a C-grade potion. That potion didn't seem like it was made by a white shaman at all. He squints, lost in thought. I was the judge at that time too. Even I struggled to make a C-grade potion back then. Suddenly, bam! The vice president pig bursts out in fake enthusiasm. A mere human creating a C-grade potion is a great feat. It must have gone smoothly because he carefully extracted the materials. But inside, he's panicking. Ridiculous. I can't even make a C-grade potion unless I'm in a distraction-free environment. Talents like Kevin are rare. I'd be lucky to whip up a D-grade potion. For context, a C-grade potion? That's elite tier stuff. Normally, only blue shamans can pull that off by focusing their spirit. D-grade potions dominate the market, making up 80% of all sales. So yeah, hitting C-grade is like unlocking Ultra Instinct in the potion world. Ding! Another system notification pops up. Announcement. Predicting potion grade. Potions are graded from D to S, depending on the creator's skill. Our protagonist squints at the screen, thinking, there's a grading system? This isn't like the mass-produced capsules from my original world. Boom. Another notification. Announcement. Prediction result. Basic energy potion. D grade. Our protagonist raises an eyebrow. D grade, huh? Is that entry level? Well, it should be enough to pass the exam. But then, his eyes shift to the side, landing on Fulin. His competitive spirit ignites. No, I have to beat that girl. If she makes a better potion, I'll lose the top spot. As insurance, I need to make at least a C-grade potion. And here's the kicker. He doesn't even know what a C-grade really means. He's just winging it. Hey, I know you've been watching my videos without subscribing. If you hit that subscribe button, I'll whip up an S-grade potion to boost your charm IRL, maybe even help you get a girlfriend. Anyway, back to the story. Our protagonist stares at his potion tubes thinking, how should I go about this refining process to boost the grade? Then it hits him like a truck. Flashbacks from the first time he used his staff. Wait. The potion's grade is affected by magical strength and attributes. That means if I change my magic's strength and attributes, the grade should change too. Closing his eyes, he focuses hard, thinking, first, I'll boost my strength using ultimate physique. That should help adjust my magical capacity. But, how do I change the attributes? Meanwhile, the Shaman Guild president narrows his eyes, whispering, Why isn't he done refining yet? It seems like he's hesitating while maintaining his magic. This isn't good. A shaman's focus directly affects the potion's success. If he can't hold it, he might fail. Pig, faking confidence but sweating bullets, snickers. I told you, there can't be that many geniuses around, just as I expected. He must have used up all his energy on material extraction. Fulin glares at our protagonist, thinking, "What's wrong with you? Just finish the refining. If you do, the potion will solidify. Why are you hesitating?" The pressure mounts. All the participants turn their heads toward him. Someone behind him even reaches out, sneering, "Hey human, you're still not done refining? If you take any longer, your magic will fizzle out." But before the hand can touch him, smack, Fulin slaps it away, snarling, "Don't touch him. You're distracting him, you idiot. Do you even know basic shaman common sense?" Our protagonist's eyes snap open, sharper than ever. "Right now, my magic has no attributes. How do I change that?" Then, ding, his memory pulls up a crucial detail. Wait. The Divine King Hammer, it has a lightning attribute. When I used it before, it was infused with lightning. If I borrow its power, I should be able to change my magic's attributes. He pauses for a beat, takes a deep breath, and thinks, "There's no other choice. Let's try it." The old beastman, cool as ever, growled, "The magic waves are unstable. It won't last long." Oh, but wait. Here comes Vice President Pig, oozing that smug energy, smirking like he just won a petty argument. Oh my, I can sense the intensity too. If the magic doesn't hold, the refining will fail. How unfortunate. But Tsuyoshi? Nah, he wasn't about to fold under pressure. His eyes flared with a brilliant blue light, and in his mind echoed the words, "Comfort, comfort, Divine King, Hammer." Bro was channeling his inner god of DIY home improvement. Then, zap, a small yellow glow flickered before him. Without missing a beat, he thrust his hand forward, thinking, "Grant me your power." And boy, did the power grant him. His magical energy shot through the roof like someone plugged his soul into an overcharged battery. The other participants? Jaw on the floor. The beast girl's eyes widened. His magical power suddenly surged. Like, girl, yes, he's basically a walking thunderstorm now. Ding, ding, ding. Notifications exploded in front of Tsuyoshi like he just leveled up in a video game. Strengthen magical capacity through the ultimate physique. Current magic capacity, 3,500. Shining has been enhanced. Current magic attribute, lightning. Duration, 6 seconds. Tsuyoshi smirked, thinking, just as I thought, the lightning attribute has been endowed. It'll only last a few seconds, but that's enough. Let's finish this. With a mighty roar, he hoisted his staff into the sky, lightning crackling around him. Refining final solidification, he bellowed, as if he was summoning the gods themselves. Sweat poured down his face, like he just ran a marathon through a sauna. But he stood tall, grinning. Basic energy potion complete. Wiping sweat from his forehead, he muttered, "Didn't expect changing attributes and using magic to be this exhausting. Was it really enough to surpass her?" Meanwhile, Vice President Pig's cocky grin vanished faster than free snacks at a party. He wiped sweat from his own brow, mumbling, despite it being unstable, he succeeded in both refining and solidifying. The old beastman squinted, suspicious. It's certainly strange. Was it not unstable after all? Just now, I felt the presence of a different elemental wave. What in the world did he do? Tsuyoshi, blissfully unaware, glanced around, scratching his head. What's going on? The other participants kept hustling at their tables, but the old beastman wasn't having it. He slammed his staff down with authority. Right. Everyone cease your work. Those who violate this will be disqualified. Vice President Pig stepped forward with his usual flair. Let's proceed and view them from over here. They started the evaluations. First up, a hopeful participant. The old beastman sniffed the potion like it was questionable milk. Sense weak, dissipates quickly, plain. But it just steps into the grade. Congratulations, you passed. The participant bowed so hard you'd think he was trying to headbutt the floor. I am honored, thank you, President. Next victim, participant. Vice President Pig picked up a cloudy, burnt-smelling concoction with the enthusiasm of someone holding expired yogurt. Cloudy, smells burnt, clear result of overly forceful refining. Failed. The participant collapsed to his knees, dramatically wailing, new, like he'd just lost a soap opera love triangle. Pig, ice cold, replied, "If you drink this, it'll cause a debuff. Study more." Bro didn't even blink, and so it went. Some passed, some failed. The passed folks were hype, the failed ones, not so much. Tears, screams, existential crises, typical exam stuff. Then came the Beast Girl's turn. Pig approached her, all formal. "Fulin, it's your turn. Is Kevin doing well?" She bowed respectfully. "Thank you for asking. Master's doing pretty well." Pig chuckled softly. "I am glad." He examined her potion, eyebrows arching. That overflowing fragrance. "This one looks promising." Fulin's palms were sweating harder than Tsuyoshi during his final solidification, but after a tense pause, Pig grinned. "The scent is rich and lasting. It's a pure potion. This is a C-grade basic energy potion." Boom! The crowd lost it. Whispers flew like gossip in a high school hallway. "Whoa, a C-grade? That's the same as the genius Kevin? She's skilled just like him. As expected of Kevin's disciple, she's definitely taking first place." Fulin basked in the glory, thinking, "Thanks to Master's intensive training, my refining speed is fast too. Of course, you guys are no match for me." Tsuyoshi just blinked, smiling casually. "Whoa, a C-grade potion, impressive." But then, dramatic entrance time, the old beastman appeared right in front of Tsuyoshi. "Tsuyoshi, it's your turn." Tsuyoshi turned, scratching his head again. "Double L, I did what I could." Vice President Pig snorted. "You're not confident. At best, it'll probably be a D grade." But the old beastman cut him off. "If you did what you could, that's fine. Let's check the grade." The moment the tube was opened, crack, boom, a natural phenomenon erupted in the sky. Lightning streaked across the clouds like the heavens themselves were clapping. Everyone gasped. Tsuyoshi blinked, unimpressed. "Huh, a lightning strike. Interesting." But the old beastman's eyes nearly popped out of his skull. This is a supernatural phenomenon." Pig's jaw hit the metaphorical floor. "A person causing a supernatural phenomenon. That's at least a B grade." Fulin stared at the sky, sweating buckets. "That's impossible. Only someone with power like Master Kevin could create something of B grade." The crowd? Silent. Nobody dared to breathe. The old beastman was practically vibrating with excitement. The richness of the scent, the purity of the potion, and a supernatural phenomenon? Then, turning to Pig without even looking at him, the beastman declared, "This human boy might be an existence more terrifying than the genius Kevin himself." Tsuyoshi, oblivious as ever, wiped his forehead. "Phew, refining potions is exhausting." And finally the old beastman roared, his voice shaking the walls. "Without a doubt, he gets first place in this shaman exam." Outside the Shaman Association entrance, Sakura is sitting on the ground like a lost child waiting for her parents. She's restless, fidgeting like she's been waiting for years, even though it's probably been 10 minutes. Her eyes dart around nervously, and she keeps mumbling something under her breath, making the people passing by give her that, "What's wrong with this one?" look. They instantly avert their gaze like looking at her might summon a curse. She mutters softly, "Is Master still not here?" Her voice is so low you'd need ultra instincts just to catch it. But then, out of nowhere, a familiar shout echoes, slicing through the awkward air like a katana. "Sakura!" It's our protagonist, Tsuyoshi, standing tall, waving his hand with the energy of someone who just aced a test he didn't even study for. Sakura's face lights up like a kid who just found out it's Christmas morning. She jumps to her feet, practically vibrating with excitement. "Welcome back. Was everything okay?" "Master, I've been so worried. It felt like such a long time." Tsuyoshi rubs the back of his head with that classic, "oops, my bad" smile. "I'm sorry for making you worry. The exam's over now. The sparkle in Sakura's eyes dims a bit, replaced by a hint of fear, as if she's about to hear some tragic news. Oh no. So how did it GGO? Tsuyoshi, with the confidence of a man who knows he's that guy, straightens up. Yeah, I did well. I came in first place, so I came to get you. Boom, just like that, Sakura's worry gets drop-kicked out of her mind. She beams, jumping in place. Yeah, it feels great. The crowd around them? Oh, they heard everything. And now they're standing there like NPCs processing new dialogue options, faces gloomy, eyes darting between Tsuyoshi and Sakura like, did he just say first place? But the spotlight shifts when the old beastman, President Doug, steps forward, holding the unpurified cardiolus like it's some sacred artifact. His gruff voice cuts through the murmurs. Despite having so much power, you just want to verify the cardiolus? Tsuyoshi scratches his head again, a sheepish grin plastered on his face. Yeah, I need it for leveling up. Doug stares for a moment, then chuckles, his stern face softening. Since you got first place in the exam, I'll fulfill your wish. But before the moment gets too sentimental, the vice president jumps in like he's been holding his breath the whole time. Who's your potion-making master? There's no way you don't have one. Tsuyoshi's face shifts into serious protagonist mode, his eyes narrowing slightly as if recalling ancient knowledge. He says confidently, I don't have anyone to teach me. I just tried it on my own. Silence. Doug and the vice president look like they've been hit with a double critical hit. I see. You taught yourself all of this? I feel kind of miserable now. Doug shakes it off, regaining his composure. He gets serious, his voice dropping an octave. Come this way. After purifying the cardiolus, I'll grant you the white shaman's robes. As the crowd disperses, moving along like background characters fading into irrelevance, one figure stays behind. The beast girl, her expression dark and twisted with frustration, whispers to herself in a trembling voice, Master Kevin, I'm sorry, I lost to that weak human. But Sakura's sharp ears catch the name Kevin. Her eyes snap toward the beast girl, her gaze burning with intensity. In her mind, she's piecing it together, Kevin? So, you're Kevin's disciple. Her usual bright demeanor shifts into something darker, her stare filled with an unspoken bloodlust. Tsuyoshi notices Sakura frozen in place, staring daggers at the beast girl. He blinks, confused. Sakura, what's wrong? Sakura snaps out of it like she just woke from a daydream. She wipes the sweat from her brow, laughing awkwardly. Oh no, I just spaced out for a moment. Tsuyoshi doesn't dwell on it. With his signature bright smile, he starts walking toward his next destination. Come on, follow me. Once the purification is done, there's another goal ahead. Sakura doesn't look back at the beast girl. She simply follows Tsuyoshi, her voice soft but firm. Yes. That's it for today's video. Don't worry, I'll be uploading every day until we catch up to the newest chapter. I hope you'll watch the next video in this series as well, and thank you for always supporting me. For those who haven't subscribed yet, yeah, you already know what to do. I don't need to say it every time. See you in the next video.